And welcome to Ingersoll Stadium for tonight's Narrows League 4A matchup between the Timberline Blazers and your Olympia Bears. First, the roster for the Timberline Blazers varsity soccer team. Number 36, Jalen Bush. Number 35, Christian Otero. Number 1, Matt Grosser. Number 2, Justin Wakefield. Number 3, Madison Douglas. Number 5, Josh Juligay. Number 6, Drew Ambergy. Number 7, Michael Diaz. Number 10, Jesus Ramos. Number 11, Nestor Perez. Number 12, Henning Freeberg. Number 13, Noah Zeladon. Number 14, Colin Tate. Number 15, Ryan Erickson. Number 23, Eddie Skill. Number 27, Matt Lamfers. And number 28, Ethan Delacis. The head coach of the Blazers is Mark Tate. JV coach Pat Hutnick. Assistant coach Devin Proctor. And now the lineup for your Olympia High School Bears soccer team. At goalie, number 0, Davin Johnson. At goalie, number 1, Brandon Pruitt. Midfielder, number 2, Neil Boyle. Forward, number 4, Tyler Wiesenberg. Defender, number 5, Noah Sandvig. Number 6, forward, Connor Desmond. Defender, number 7, Colby Johnson. Number 8, midfielder, Matt Linhart. Number 9, midfielder, Ross Lund Wagner. Number 10, midfielder, Chris Sutton. Number 11, midfielder, Tobin Feldman Fitzum. Number 12, defender, Jordan Baker. Number 13, forward, Ian Hess. Number 14, forward, Duncan Padone. Number 16, midfielder, Jace Kemp. Number 17, defender, Emmett Kelly. Number 18, Mateo Del Guadaci. Number 19, defender, Colin LeBranch. And number 20, defender, Jonathan Brown. Head coach of the Olympia Bears, Ty Johnson. Assistant coaches, Travis Larson, Austin Kelly, and Brett Burris. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. A reminder that the final 2 minutes of the first half and the second half the time will be kept on the field by the officials. The clock will stop with 2 minutes remaining.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ingersoll Stadium for today's 4A Narrows League clash between the visiting Timberline Blazers and the Olympia Bears. Olympia comes into the game third place in the 4A Narrows at 4-2-1 in league play, while Timberline not too far behind them at 3-4, fourth place, right in the middle of the pack. Olympia coming off of a 0-0 draw to Gig Harbor on Saturday, so they're playing well, and this is a good team. And you may have heard my good friend and radio partner John McGlamory on the PA moments ago. And John, what do you expect out of tonight's game?
Well, I expect a hard-fought game. Timberline with the surprise result of the season so far in the Narrows League, beating Bellarmine in Tacoma 1-0 last week. Not much expected from Timberline this year, but like you mentioned, 3-4, and this is a kind of a critical game for them if they can pull one back against the Bears, who beat them earlier this season.
So we're about ready to kick this thing off. Turns out to be kind of a nice night here, a little cloudy, a little bit of sun breaking through, as you probably can tell if you're around the Olympia area tonight. No rain right now. It looks pretty dry. This field does play very fast. Turf with the football, of course, here at Ingersoll Stadium and pretty much any field in the Northwest anymore. And so we'll see two teams. Olympia, a very fast team. They play pretty physical as well. I haven't seen Timberline yet this year, but They have some good speed as well and have played better recently, and we are underway.
Yeah, and just to mention also, Olympia missing their starting left back, Andrew Huang, who's not at the game today. So the last time he didn't play, they got exploited on that side. So we'll see if Timberline tries to make that happen again here.
Starting in goal for the Bears is Davin Johnson. And starting in goal for Timberline is Christian Otero. And Olympia has it on the near side. Ian Hess. Now go all the way back. It's going to roll and go out. And it will be a throw-in for Timberline in their own attacking zone. And so far, Timberline with most of the possession, a minute in. But they're getting forward so far. So again, first broadcast from oldiesports.com, the first webcast ever. We got the ability right now, and we'll see how it goes.
It's good to be a part of that. First, it's always a good time to get on the air. High school soccer, good weather, good teams, good game.
Matt Lamthurst to throw it in. Gets it in. Olympia will take it away. And on the near side, Matt Linhart goes into the middle. Now we'll head all the way over to the far side, still on the back line. Olympia trying to clear it. And they will send it back again. Take a look up. Sends it into the middle. Nobody there, but Timberline actually gets past the Timberline player and up. Now Linhart. Give off to Ian Hess, and Timberline takes it away. Kick down the field, and Olympia there. Nobody to run on that for Timberline. Neil Boyle will go across. And now just Olympia kind of stuck on their back line right now, not be able to get it up and get it going so far.
Yeah, absolutely great pressure put on by Timberline here in the attacking zone. And you're right, Olympia having a hard time clearing the ball out of their own area. And Olympia, a very good technical team, but they've been prone to a lot of mental lapses this year. If calls don't go their way, they get rattled and flustered, and they let down defensively. So Timberline may be looking to frustrate them a little bit from the beginning and see if they can't get under their skin a little bit.
Linhart now chasing it down in the near corner, rolls into the box, shielded away, keeps it in, but then a foul is going to be called, and he does get called for the push. That's Matt Linhart. Hey, John, it doesn't have years on the roster.
Yeah, I do not
Just
know.
realized that as I tried to say what year he was.
Yeah, he is a high school student.
Yes, that's him.
Olympia not letting people know what age the kids are.
So free kick now into the middle, and Timberline will control. Actually, they send it right back to Colby Johnson on the back line for Olympia. And now Boyle will turn into the middle, has some room to run on the attack. Got two men on his right. He will step up to the 18-yard box, gets bumped, and loses control, and Timberline takes it away. Now the pass is the offensive player just looked around and didn't know if somebody was right behind him, and they took it away, but now Timberline will control. Olympia takes it away. About the 30-yard line of the football field, comes to the near side. That is Chris Sutton handling. It's going to be kicked away from him and out. It will be a throw-in for the Bears on the near side in their own attacking zone. So no score. 4 minutes gone here in this 4A Narrows League battle of the third and fourth place teams. The throw-in comes to Colby Johnson, a whistle.
Timberline substitution number 7, Michael Diaz, in the game for number 28, Ethan Delassie.
And a quick substitution for Timberline, Michael Diaz into the game. So now ball thrown in, knocked off of Timberline, another throw in. It'll go into the box. Right, bounces to Boyle right in front of the goal. He takes a shot. It's deflected off of the foot of Madison Douglas and out.
Yeah, what a great flick-on header there by, I think it was Chris Sutton with the flick-on header right to Neil Boyle, and a good recovery by the Timberline defense to get a foot in that on that ball before Boyle slotted it past the keeper.
So now a corner kick coming for the Bears. Nice kick right in front of the goal and knocked out of there by Otero. The goalkeeper for Timberline comes all the way back out into the box, sent, drops right into the middle, and couldn't get a shot off was Connor Desmond, and Olympia will have to regroup as it comes back. Now they will send it up. Chris Sutton lose the handle and taken away by Timberline. Leaves it off, goes to the far side to Desmond. He sends it kind of weakly in, just rolls over the end line and out. It will be Timberline free kick. So about 5 minutes gone here in this game. No score so far between the Bears and the Blazers. Brandon Sparks and John McGlamory on the call for you today from Ingersoll Stadium. The goal kick goes all the way up. And Timberline has a nice breakout on the far side. Two defenders come over to him, pin him in, and it will go off of one of those defenders and out. So a throw-in coming for the Blazers on the far side. And my apologies about some of the names for the Blazers, that the numbers on their jerseys are nearly impossible to read. So we'll try to do our best here with some of the names. But now into the middle, taken away by Olympia. They have a little bit of room to run, comes up near midfield. Off to the far side. And we'll give it away. Timberline has it far side, right on the line. And he will cut in. Now down the line. A little bit too far for the striker down on that side. And it rolls all the way back past the goal line. That ball rolled for about 25 yards. As he had just no chance to get it.
Yeah, this field does not slow the ball down at all. I've been on it a few times this season, and it's been worn down quite a bit throughout the years, and it doesn't do much as far as slowing the ball down anymore. So precise passing is the key.
The ball in midfield right now. Knocked out, headed out by the Blazers, and it will be Olympia throw-in. Big throw, heads down the near side, headed down by the Blazers, and then kicked into the middle. It is Michael Diaz who then gets it back. Olympia will have it. Connor Desmond knocks it back to Chris Sutton. He gives chase. Two Timberline Blazers come over, though, and will have it, trying to get it out of there. Gets it up to midfield on the far sideline. Nice fight for it. Comes up with it. A foul is going to be called, though.
Oh, that's an interesting foul call. That looked like a good, clean win of the ball out on the far sideline by, boy, I can't see who that is because the numbers are terrible. It's Michael Diaz. But, yeah, they call Michael Diaz for the foul. And looked like a good, clean tackle, shoulder tackle by Diaz, but the referee not seeing it that way.
Yeah, the referee giving the explanation, too. A little hook, he said. As you could see him, as the Timberline coach, Mark Tate, was asking what the problem was and gives the little hook sign.
Happened right in front of Coach Tate, too, so maybe he had a reason for wondering what the call was there.
So now loose ball played up into the middle, and then a foul. Another foul is going to be called on the Bears as the defender, or the man on that side, ran into the Timberline defender. He's got to get a little bit of a breather, does that Timberline defender. Again, I wish I could give you some of the names on these, but the numbers are nearly unreadable from this far side. We'll work on it here. So Timberline will have a free kick from deep in their zone. They will send it all the way up, almost into the box. It's headed out by the Bears. Now on the far side, that's Desmond. He will leave it off, and it rolls into the middle to Jordan Baker. Baker to the near side for the Bears, and Matt Linhart. He'll leave it off. Linhart now flicks it on. Doesn't get past Timberline, though, but they give it away. Ian Hess now into the middle for Desmond. Two Blazers are there, though, and they clear it up to midfield. Now down the far sideline, and it's going to be another just way too long of a pass on that play for Michael Diaz. The Timberline striker on the far side of the field tonight.
Yeah, it looks like Timberline's backed off on their high pressure a little bit and given Olympia a little bit more time on the ball that they didn't see the first few minutes of this game. And Olympia trying to find the openings that are there and doing a good job of it.
Neil Boyle, a little fancy footwork, trying to hook up with Sutton. And can't quite hook up. Oh, I guess Timberline got a little foot on that, huh? So it's going to be a corner kick to the Bears. 10 minutes gone here in this 4A Narrows League game. Quick corner kick taken, short one. Now Sutton, a little shot, nice save by Otero as that just little flick on almost fooled him. And it comes back out. It will be an Ole throw in by Linhart. Boyle has it go off him and out. Actually, it's going to be off of the Blazers defender, and will be another throw in good position for the Bears.
Yeah, what a great opportunity for Neil Boyle. Another good set play opportunity for the Bears, and Neil Boyle gets found right in front of the goal, about 10 feet away or 15 feet away or so, and just tried to flick it on, and a great save by Otero kept Boyle off the score sheet for the second time tonight.
Looks like we had a sub. I'll have to double check that for Timberline. So that throw-in goes nowhere. It's going to be cleared out, actually then given away right in midfield. Boyle will turn, coming up on the attack, has two men on his right, just leaves it off for the Blazers defender who clears it, again, right into the middle. It'll head out to the far side. Boyle will track back and come and get it. He will dribble into the middle, leaves it off for the back line of the Bears. And now Colby Johnson on the near side. Gives it off to Linhart. Now right into the middle. Little chip. Sutton is there. Otero's there. Otero comes up with it just before Sutton goes by him. Otero, really wasn't much there, but Otero didn't like the run by for some reason. But he makes the pickup and clears it out. Now Timberline really hasn't been able to really do anything offensively. Had no possession over the last about 5 minutes now. Ball goes all the way back to Davin Johnson. Now onto the far side on Olympia's back line. The pressure comes up from Diaz, and they will send it straight up the middle. That ball is going to go through the Bears attackers and all the way back to Otero, the goalkeeper for Timberline. He gloves it, rolls it out to the near side. And now into the midfield. Two teams knocking it around a bit. Goes back to the back line of the Bears again. And sent on, but out, a little bit out of the reach.
Yeah, and you're right about Timberline. Really nothing going forward for them. Just long balls down the field and trying to chase after it. But the speed of the Olympia defenders keeping them at bay. And Timberline's going to have to adjust their tactics a little bit if they want to get some more pressure on this Bears defense.
Timberline now has it on the near side in their own area and gives it up. Ole then gives it away again. And Timberline will continue to try to press here. Nestor Perez in a little bit of a fight with Boyle. Now we'll drop it off right into the middle. That's Sutton. He will back it back out to Linhart. We'll go all the way back to Johnson. Now up the line to Linhart. He turns right into the middle. Tried to flick it on for Boyle and just too far out of his reach. Just a little bit too hard on that. I think he must have thought he had a lot more room.
Good passing by the Bears again, but just, unable to find the space that they need, just bunched up on the sidelines with plenty of room in the middle of the field. I'd like to see him, kind of spread it out a little bit and find the lanes that are there, because there is room to move out there for him.
Throw in for Timberline off of the Bears and then knocked out by Timberline again. So will be a throw in for the Bears coming up on the right-hand side of the field as they're going from left to right on your radio dial tonight. Throw in, it's going to be a big one into the box to Boyle. Timberline comes over and knocks it straight back out. Sends it right back to sender right there as Colby Johnson will come back over and try to throw that ball in again. So no score, 26:06 left here in the first half at Ingersoll Stadium. Johnson, another big run up, throws it into the box. Headed up. No Bears there to take it. Timberline just heads it up. And Colin Tate will then send it up the far side to Diaz. And then knocked out as he could not quite handle it. He did not come up with it cleanly. And actually, it will be a throw-in for the Blazers. Excuse me.
Yeah, Ian Hess stole the ball from him on the far sideline, but Hess just dribbled it out of bounds and under no pressure. So turnover mistake by the Bears, and Timberline with the ball in the attacking zone now.
The official on the far side called it the wrong way is what I was looking at, and there was a little bit of confusion. They've got it worked out. Now the throw-in for Timberline and taken away. Olympia gives it right back as Boyle loses the handle. Now to the far side, Diaz, and lays it off. It'll come back out. And then they're just kind of knocking it around on the far side near midfield. Both teams just kind of giving it away. Now, finally, Ole gets it and sends it up the far sideline to Connor Desmond. It's knocked out by the Blazers defender, and it will be a throw-in for – no, excuse me, not going to be a throw-in for the Bears. It's going to end up being a throw-in for the Blazers. I thought for sure that the Timberline Blazers got that one, but it's going to be a throw-in for Timberline.
Yeah, it looked like the official on the far side called it a throw-in for the Bears, and the head official kind of overruled her, so throw-in Blazers, but they give it right back to Ole anyway.
Yep, back at the back line now for Olympia. Johnson comes to the near side to Linnard. He loses his feet, and Timberline cannot keep it in as Matt Lammers Lamters loses the handle. So now sub on for Timberline. And even the poor PA announcer, John, can't read the numbers well enough to tell you who has come in the game. So now throw in and into the middle. That's Colin Tate for Timberline onto the far side. Heads up the far side. Does the Blazers, 2 defenders come over him.
Number 23, Eddie Skill into the ball game, along with number 12, Henning Freeberg, departing the game for the Blazers. Number 6, Drew Ambergy, and number 15, Ryan Erickson.
So as you heard, Eddie Skill into the game, as is Ryan Erickson.
And to be honest with you, that was a complete guess.
That was a guess?
Because I
Nice.
cannot see the number on the far side, but I believe it's a 23, and that's what I'm going with.
Good enough. That's that works for me. As these are black jerseys that Timberline is wearing with
dark green,
very
numbers.
dark green numbers, a very faint yellow outline. So it is extremely difficult to see who's got what number here. Now that ball of Blazers on the attack, sent into the middle. Ole will clear it out, and then a foul is going to be called, and Ole will have a free kick right near the 18-yard box.
Yeah, and so far,
of their own.
18 minutes into the game, Timberline's already made 4 changes to their starting lineup. Very odd to make that many substitutions this quickly in the game. Olympia rarely makes substitutions in the first half, and if they do, usually 5 minutes left to play or so. But as I say that, I've got 3 Olympia Bears warming up down on the far sideline.
First sub came with just 3 minutes gone in the first half. So, yeah, they do make a lot of changes so far. And now Ole on the attack on the far side, puts it right into the middle. A shot comes, but it's well high and just nowhere near target.
Yep, and it looked like his mind was made up to make that shot before he even turned to look at the goal. And the result, a wide right of the football upright, very high over the bar, not even close, but a good shot nonetheless, because the keeper needs to be aware of the shots that are on their way from this Bears team.
So ball being knocked around midfield a bit, nothing doing. That ball will roll out on the near side, and we picked up by Ty Johnson, who gets it off to the Blazers. They throw it in. Again, it goes back to the back line. Nothing really doing offensively for either team so far. Always had a couple of small chances, and that's a hard foul. And I think not going to be a card. I thought he might possibly give one to Jesus Ramos. He's going to get a talking to.
Yeah, that was a really brutal tackle from behind on Neil Boyle. And Ramos, came up to him, and Boyle didn't like it at all. And he kind of slapped at him. And Boyle's one of those players that's got to be careful because he's got a penchant for getting those yellow cards. And he easily could have got one for retaliation right there, but the official not going there yet.
So that ball sent up into the box and then headed out. Boyle will try to control. He's going to track back, heading the wrong way. He will go ahead and knock it all the way back to the back line to Colin LeBrance. LeBrance will get it up. Boyle, middle. Nice pass up to Desmond. Couldn't quite get it as it was just a little bit behind him. And Timberline will clear it. That was a good chance for the Bears, but just that ball just a little bit slow on him.
Yeah, wonderful pass. But you're right. For the first time tonight, the ball came in a little bit too slow. Desmond had to slow up just a little bit, tried to flick it on with his back trailing foot, but unable to get a hold of the ball, and Timberline able to clear.
So now Ole will have a throw in on the far side. Didn't get over the head of the defender for the Blazers over there. Headed out. And so Ole will have another throw in. Just a little field position battle right now on these throw-ins. That ball comes into the box and easily handled by Otero. And he will take a look, let everybody clear out, and get ready to throw in. Again, my name is Brandon Sparks, joined by John McGlamry, the first ever webcast by OleSports.com. Welcome. Glad that you are listening. That ball flipped on now by the Blazers, and on the near side, it will be cleared by the Bears. It will come up to Linhart. Linhart will bring it up the near side, has some room to run. He puts it into the middle. It's going to be back to Boyle right on the 50-yard line, sent up the far side and just a little bit off the body and out. The Blazers will knock it out, and it will be a throw in. No, I guess it goes off of Ole.
Yeah, and Olympia has been able to find some space here in the first half, but just unable to get the passes strung together that they need to make a really good opportunity come forth. They've only had the one really good shot by Boyle that was saved by Otero, but other than that, it's been kind of a back and forth game played in between the 30s, and I'd like to see it open up just a little bit here. Yeah,
a little bit more possession so far for Ole. They've had a few more chances than Timberline has. Timberline's kind of been all or nothing so far, and right there you see another giveaway as Johnson just can't quite hook up with Linhart, just a little bit out of his way, just not enough room on the sideline, and Timberline will have a throw-in that goes directly to Linhart. Linhart will turn, and he will track back, send it all the way back to the keeper, Johnson. Johnson, stop it, take a look around, and we'll send it to one of his defenders. Come up a bit, and keeps going. He's got a nice little bit of room to run is LeBrance. Now onto the middle. Tries to leave it for LeBrance, who was cutting in. The defender trying to play some offense there and taken away. Timberline clears it up to midfield. Olympia controls. Into the middle to Boyle. He turns, has a lot of room to run, coming to the near side. Tries to feed it to Linhart, but it's going to be cleared once again, that time by Matt Lamters and out. So it'll be a throw-in for the Bears. Good attacking position, sends it right into the middle of the box. It gets past Desmond, and Ole can't control, so Timberline will have an opportunity, but they send it right back out. So throw in coming up for the Bears, sub coming for Timberline. Take a look at this number once he turns around, potentially. They have numbers on their front, but those are completely useless. So number 2 checks into the game.
Timberline substitution, Justin Wakefield in the game for number 11, Nestor Perez.
So Justin Wakefield into the game, a freshman for these Blazers. And Blazers win it on the far side. Diaz stopped. He'll have to turn around, takes a look. He's got a man in the middle, some room to go, but he decides to pass it right to the Bears' feet. Nothing doing on that play. He had a lot of room to run. He could have brought that up a lot farther. Linhart, now nifty little move, goes into the middle, and he will have to track back. That's Sutton. Sutton will hand off to Feldman Fitzum, and now to the far side. Back to Feldman Fitzum. Fitzum. Yep, Fitzum. Now to Colby Johnson on the near side. Boyle will try to backheel it. Nobody was there, but now taken away by the Bears. They look like they had a break. Otero just barely over his hands as that shot. I didn't really look like it was going to do anything, and then he got something on it. So Ian Hess, a nice shot on goal, just barely goes over Otero's hands. And, in fact, he must have got a touch on it.
Yeah, Otero did get a little fingertip on it. He tried to act like he didn't, but the official not having anything to do with that.
He tricked me from up here. He looked like he
Yeah.
pulled his – that was one of those things where you pull your hands down real quick knowing it's going out, but he must have got a finger on it, and so it will be a corner kick for the Bears. 14:52 left to play here in the first half. No score between the Olympia Bears and the Timberline Blazers, the third and fourth place teams in the 4A Narrows. So now the Bears have the corner kick, a big, long one. It's going to go well across the box and then just cleared out by the Blazers. He had a little more time to do something there, but did not control it, and it goes out. So another sub coming up for Timberline. Also a sub for Ole coming as well, as Duncan Padone will check in for the Bears. And not sure who on the far side has checked in for the Blazers. We'll try to get that.
Olympia substitution, number 14, Duncan Padone in the game for number 13, Ian Hess. Timberline substitution, number 15, Ryan Erickson returns to the game.
Goal scored by Ole. And not exactly sure who scored that, but it was just a little bit of a touch that gets by the keeper, Otero, and the Bears take a 1-0 lead with 13:33 left here to play in the first half. So again, unfortunately, I did not see who scored that goal, and we'll have to figure that one out. So 1-0, Ole has the lead, 13:10 left to play here at Ingersoll Stadium. And that was just a little bit of just a little touch that went in. Oh, and that ball in the midfield, and two players collide head to head, and they are down. Well, the Ole player is down, and Matt Lamfers, the sophomore defender for Timberline, also goes down as well, as those two went hard head to head. Trainer out there to check on the Ole player. So we will have an injury timeout. And that was a dangerous play. So 1-0. Ole has the lead with 12:12 left to play here in the first half. And we have an injury timeout, as both LeBrant and not 100% sure who for Ole that is, but he took a hard shot to the head. And I believe that it's Matt Linhart down for Olympia. So we have a timeout. And my name is Brandon Sparks, joined by John McGlamory here in the press box at Ingersoll Stadium.
I don't know for sure.
Our color commentator, John McGlamory, went downstairs to see if he could figure who scored that goal out, and he thinks it may have been an own goal, is what some people have said, and we'll see what we can find out a little bit later. Right now, again, we have two players down with head injuries as they hit head-to-head coming across in the midfield. And Linhart is sitting up. He's got some gauze on his head being held. I think he's bleeding pretty well. When he gets up, he will come off. LeBrant, who was walking around, is still down on the far side, though. So still in a bit of a timeout. And so LeBrance is also up and heading off the field. Or Matt Lamfers, excuse me. Got the 27s mixed up. And so Lamfers is coming off of the field, as is Matt Linhart. And so after a lengthy delay, we'll get back underway here in a minute. So again, 1-0. Olympia has the lead. Clock is still running. 9 minutes now it will show. Of course, the last 2 minutes of each game is kept on, or of each half is kept on the field. So we will have about a 3 to 5 minute extra time period. And so a lot of talk on the field right now as that play is being discussed, and no fouls or anything going to be called on, no penalties at least.
No, I think and I think it was really a tough 50-50 ball, and just two heads came together really, really bad. And we just hope that both players are okay. Head injuries are nothing to joke about, and soccer is one of those sports where they don't have helmets, so it's always a little bit more dangerous when you get smacked in the head in this sport. So
one of the delays we got right now is cleaning some blood up off the turf here at Ingersoll Stadium.
Yeah.
So it's getting treated. And yeah, so both players up and off the field. Again, my name is Brandon Sparks, joined by John McGlamory here at Ingersoll Stadium. Lengthy delay as had two players run head-to-head into each other, both of them up and off the field. Don't look too bad. Things seem to be somewhat okay, although it looks like Lamfers is going to pack up his stuff and go, as his parents came over and will collect him. So Lamfers looks to be done for the night, which doesn't surprise me. No, but neither of these guys should play after getting hit in the head like they did. Linhart also going to head out. And so Lamfers and Linhart will be out for the Blazers and the Bears respectfully. And we will get back underway here pretty soon. And they're going to ask to put Is he asking you to put time back on the clock? I think is what he's saying, maybe. I think that's what he was indicating. So they put time back on the clock. I guess that's something you can do in high school. It makes sense after about a 6-minute delay. So 13 minutes left here now on the clock as we will continue and get back underway. The ball will go back to Davin Johnson, the goalkeeper for Ole. And Johnson will send it up into the middle. Headed by the Blazers. Forward and brought down a little, well, that's not much contact there. That's pretty good play. I guess they're going to call Ole for that foul. And that seems fairly normal soccer play right there, but the foul will be called and free kick will be given to the Blazers standing on the 31-yard line of the football field, just to the left of mid. And so Timberline will have the free kick. 1-0. Ole has the lead. Did not see who scored the goal for Ole. We're thinking it may be an own goal for Timberline. That ball sent into the box off of the head of one of the Bears and comes out And Boyle will gather on the near side, sends it into the middle, has some room to run. Now sends it up along the near sideline. Giving chase is Wiesenberg with 2 Blazers defenders, and the Blazers come up with it. Now gives it away to Boyle. Boyle will try to get it to Wiesenberg. Wiesenberg into the middle. And Ole just trying to settle it down here. Timberline trying to clear it. Finally gets it back near midfield to Johnson. To Wiesenberg, who keeps it in. Going to go off of the Blazers defender, Jesus Ramos, and out. So the Bears will have a throw in near side. And Michael Diaz will come over and, not Michael Diaz, excuse me, Colby Johnson will give it a throw. Goes right back to him. And so Johnson will have another throw in. Boyle gives it off to Johnson, sends it into the middle to Otero. And he gloves it and comes up with it. So Christian Otero now will roll it out to the far side. Comes up into the midfield, taken away by Ole. Boyle now will turn into the middle. Comes to the near side to Wiesenberg. Wiesenberg with Justin Wakefield on him. And now Timberline will take it. Timberline coming up. A little cut in by Ramos. Will hand it back to Wakefield. A couple of Bears defenders are there. They're just trying to get it rid of it. And about 5 different players are touching it. It finally gets out by the Bears. Quickly up is Ambergy. Ambergy will try to lay it off for Ramos, and it goes out. And it will be a throw-in for the Bears as they dodge a bit of a bullet there as Timberline had some room, but good defense by the Bears as they swarmed around the 2 Blazers strikers.
Yeah, and Timberline just unable to find anything tonight so far. Not even a shot on goal to speak of. Timberline defense doing well, even without Andrew Huang out for the game tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Andrew Huang not in the game for the Bears, so that is a big loss for them as he misses a game here. A foul is going to be called on Ole as they throw it in, and so a free kick coming for the Blazers. On the attack now, Jesus Ramos will kick it in, sends it straight in the middle right to Davin Johnson, and he takes it down, makes the save. That ball on target, and Johnson may have been a little bit fooled by it as I think he thought he needed to jump a little bit higher than he did, and luckily goes right into his chest, and he's fine. 1-0. Ole with the lead. 8:58 left here in the first half. So we had a lengthy delay after an injury, a couple of injuries. Both players seem to be okay. Now foul's going to be called on Ole. Timberline will have it. Quick restart on the far side. Drops it back to midfield. Tries to send it up. Again, the defense for Ole just swarms around it, and they will retain possession. Feldman fits him there. Now to the near side to Wiesenberg. Wiesenberg into the middle. A little stop by Sutton. He turns, sends it up, and it goes right to Otero. So Otero will glove it and send it up. Try to get Timberline going. Blazers have not had a shot on goal yet. Really have had very little opportunity as the defense for the Bears has swallowed up anything they've done once they get down past their 30-yard line. Now the 2 teams kind of just knocking it around a bit onto the far side. Blazers, a little bit of room now. Looks up, takes a look, long ball. It's going to go all the way to Johnson. And he gathers without too much problem. Timberline had a man running on, and it did end up going a little bit slow on this turf a bit and gave him an opportunity, but Johnson got it, no problem.
Well, the sun's down now, so the turf is slower. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Aha, I see. So now far side. Shot, but it's taken off the side of the Blazers defender and out. And that shot taken by Duncan Padone from distance will be going to award him a throw-in or a corner kick?
It's a throw-in. The official
Aha.
Signaled it earlier. It went out just before the corner flag.
Gotcha. Couldn't tell where he was going. So Padone now. He gives it off, coming around into the middle, chips it up. Going to be cleared by the Blazers. Actually, 2 defenders ran onto it. Neither of them touched, and Ole will have it back. So now Colby Johnson. Now it gives off to Boyle right in the middle. A little step back. The shot by Connor Desmond is off target to the left, and that was an absolutely golden opportunity for Connor Desmond. And you see the 1-2 punch of Boyle and Desmond right there, and just couldn't quite get it in.
Yeah, and Desmond with a clear shot at goal just pulled it, but boy, he got leveled by Madison Douglas after he kicked that shot and tried to sell it as a penalty. The official not thinking that it was, but boy, what a great backheel by Boyle, and Desmond just unable to close the deal. But boy, what a great opportunity.
So the Blazers will have it, trying to bring it up, and they will send it deep, and the Blazers defense is right there to take it away. Now in midfield, Boyle will turn, take a look. Defender comes up and tries to take it away, and eventually they do. So Blazers in the middle, and they give it right away again, but a foul is going to be called against Ole, so it will be a Timberline free kick right at midfield. So 1-0, 5:31 left here in the first half. Brandon Sparks and John McGlamory with you. Ingersoll Stadium, first ever webcast for OleSports.com. Hope it's going well for everybody. Is for me. Madison Douglas now, near side for the Blazers. Justin Wakefield sends it into the box. Davin Johnson coming on. One man shot is on and can't get it. It rolls to the left side. Davin Johnson came out to get it. It's kind of hung up on him, missed it, and the Blazers had their best chance of the game so far.
Yeah, just a floater, and Johnson kind of stuck in no man's land whether he should come out and get it or not. And number 10 there, Jesus Ramos, pounced on the bobbled catch by Johnson and just kicked it wide of the goal. But, boy, first clear opportunity for Timberline, and they almost put it in the back of the net.
So now long ball up. Desmond will be taken down. And so a little field position battle right there. That's kind of it's like a rugby play almost, where you send it up and just hope that somebody gets fouled, basically. And he did. Yeah. Desmond brought down, spun around, and he will have a free kick.
Yeah, number 6, Drew Ambergy, lucky not to get a yellow card on that because he wasn't even playing the ball. He just played the man and just took down Connor Desmond, and Desmond popped right back up, happy to get this free kick here just outside the 18-yard box.
So now Chris Sutton standing over the ball. Referee sets the wall. 5-man wall. Sutton will leave it off the Boyle. Little flick. Now high up in the air, Otero comes over and takes it away. He's a much bigger player than Connor Desmond is. Desmond didn't have any chance. Otero comes up and takes it. Now a wild throw into the middle, and clearing it all the way down to the far side is Feldman Fitzum. Feldman Fitzman had that ball come up onto his hand, and he knew it, but he didn't get called for it.
Olympia substitution, number 9, Ross Lund-Wagner in the game for Tyler Wiesenberg.
So Ross Lund-Wagner into the game for the Bears, as Wiesenberg will take a seat. Ian Hess also getting prepared to check back into this game for the Bears. A ball in the midfield. We're going to roll harmlessly to the defender for the Blazers. Comes to the near side. Straight into the middle, headed up, trying to control it. The Blazers attackers off of 1 foot off of his chest. Controls, throws it into the middle. Gathered. Jesus Ramos now turns, takes a shot, and it's going to go out just a little bit past the 18-yard box. Took a shot from the near side. He didn't really get much on it, and it rolls out. So now Ian Hess.
And once again, I think that's Eddie Skill, and I believe it is Eddie Skill.
And Ian Hess also checks into the game for the Bears for
Olympia substitution, number 8, Ian
Connor
Hess.
Desmond.
In the game for number 6, Connor Desmond.
John, I think we're doing something here tonight that could catch on. We got the PA announcer / color commentator Should just consolidate all these jobs in soccer, don't you think?
It is difficult, though.
Maybe not. Now run on, beats his defender. Davin Johnson comes up underneath his feet, trying to clear it. The Bears do somehow turn and get out of that. 2 Blazers on that ball, and it's just laying on the turf. Nobody can kick it.
They were too unselfish. Neither one of them wanted to commit to the ball, and neither one of them got a foot on it. And that was a clear opportunity. They should have scored a goal there.
Nifty move by Wakefield. As he turns, he'll get it back to Ambergy. Sends it into the middle. That ball again loose and finally cleared by the Bears. All of a sudden, dangerous play being played by the Blazers. Foul's going to be called, and the Bears will have it. And there's a little delay in that. A yellow card is going to be issued to, I think that's Ambergy, as he just comes up and doesn't let Neil Boyle restart the game. And so a yellow card, first one of the game, issued to both teams, or one of the teams, Blazers. Get that.
And we just mentioned about how difficult this is doing multiple jobs. I'm also running the scoreboard, Brandon, and I forgot
apologize.
to turn the clock off at 2 minutes.
We'll just have to, maybe no color from here on out. It was an experiment that maybe did not work out. I thought it was working out there for a minute, but maybe not. So
we'll make it work.
We'll just talk in the middle a little bit every once in a while. So this is an experimental broadcast, the very first one on olisports.com, trying it out. Since you are the PA announcer here and the press box was open, went ahead and tried it tonight. And again, a little bit of, and so that is actually going to be the whistle at the half, as the time was being kept on the field after kind of a confusing situation where they had them reset the clock and all that. So there you go, halftime, 1-0. Olympia takes the halftime lead. And again, I don't know who scored that goal. We're thinking it was an own goal, perhaps. And that's where we stand. Olympia has had most of the possession in this game for the most part, but Timberline suddenly at the end really got dangerous and did a good job of trying to get back in this thing. Let's see if they can continue that in the second half. So again, 1-0. Olympia has the lead at the half. We will take a little bit of a break, and I'll be back in about 8 minutes to call the second half of tonight's game. You're listening to Olympia Bears, Timberline Blazers Soccer on olisports.com. It's hooked up. Welcome back to Olympia Bears game. A moment. Keeper change. Actually, Christian Otero is staying in goal for the Blazers. As I thought we were going to get a keeper change, but Otero in goal for the Blazers now. And John, do we have a keeper change for the Bears? Is that still Davin Johnson there? It's
Brandon Pruitt now in goal for Olympia. They shared first team All Narrows League last year, the two of them, Davin Johnson and Brandon Pruitt, and this year keeping the same rotation going is Coach Ty Johnson. So yeah, Davin Johnson, plays first half generally, and Brandon Pruitt usually comes in the second half.
Indeed, I thought that didn't look like the same guy out there, but it is Brandon Pruitt checking in. So now Olympia will go on the attack right away. Boyle will have it taken away. So Timberline, but then they give it right back. It goes back to the back line. And now Oli trying to get it forward onto the far side, knocked out. And it will go to the Blazers.
Yeah, I actually called Connor Desmond for the foul
on the
sideline.
I thought there was probably a foul on that play. So
yeah, Morgan Douglas, the fouled person, going to get the ball now for the Blazers on the far side.
So Douglas will get it in. Everybody bunching up into the Blazers attacking zone. He'll send it deep, more than likely here. So 1-0, Bears lead. Second half. Sent straight in the middle. Boyle will head it out. Now Timberline will control. They take it back. Chips it up, but Olympia is there to take it away. They send it back now to the back line of Timberline. Comes to the near side. Gets it off to Ramos along the near sideline. Coming up. Hits it off of a Bear. Gets it right back. He will then dribble back over to the near sideline. Tried to send a pass into the middle, and it's broken up. Bears will have it. Boyle, little slide trying to keep it, and ends up going back to the Blazers. Sends it up into the middle. First touch coming up for Brandon Pruitt. He handles it, no problem. And we'll look to get it forward. So Pruitt sends it. Blazers come over and take it. Now on the far side. Coming up down the far sideline. The Bears defender got a little... well, I thought the Bears defender got a little handsy there, but the foul goes against the Blazers attacker, and it will be Bears ball, and the Blazers player on the far side gets a little testy with one of the Bears as well. They finally back off, and free kick coming. LeBrant sends it up. It's going to go out off of the Blazers, so it will be a throw-in for the Bears on the far side of Ingersoll Stadium. Bears on the attack. Right into the middle, and now sent to the far side. Turns, looks, sends the ball into the box. Man in the middle, takes a shot, doesn't get much on it, and Otero makes the save. And that was a good opportunity for the Bears. And number 14, Duncan Padone with the point-blank shot. He just couldn't turn on it as much as he would have liked to. Didn't get much on it. Now Padone right in the middle, chips forward. Couldn't get the shot away. And then that ball kicked up, hits the goal post and out. So a couple of really good chances now for the Bears as we get going here in the second half. So now the Bears at midfield, throw it in, comes to the near side, and Timberline will take it away. Timberline just kind of knocking around the midfield and goes out of bounds, and it will be a throw in as Colin LeBrance will come over and throw it down the near sideline. And can't control it is Chris Sutton. And Timberline will have the throw in, but a little stoppage. Blazers will now throw it in. And so the Blazers into the midfield, taken away. And a foul going to be called on the Bears, so it will be a Blazers restart right near the 42-yard line here at Ingersoll Stadium. Long ball sent up, and Brandon Pruitt is there. And hey, Devin Diekman, thank you for weighing in. Olympia is lucky to have two good goalkeepers in both Davin Johnson and Brandon Pruitt. You are correct in that. So now long ball up by Pruitt. Bears on the attack and gets taken down. It will be a foul on the Blazers.
Noticing the official definitely calling things a little bit tighter here in the second half, not wanting a repeat of the loose play that led to a pretty vicious collision between two players in the first half where we lost two players due to injury, one from each team, and a lot of fouls being called here early in the second half.
Yeah, both Matt Lamfers and Matt Linhart out of this game after running head-to-head at one moment. So now a free kick coming from about the 29-yard line. High in the air, tries to get a header on it, puts up the shot off the side, and the Blazers got a little bit of a touch on it, just enough to knock it onto the goalpost. And the Blazers dodge a bullet right there.
Boy, another beautiful set piece by the Olympia Bears. Boyle with the free kick, knocked it in. It looked like it went to Connor Desmond, who headed it back to number 10, Chris Sutton, who had a wide open goal because the keeper went out to challenge Desmond for the ball, and he headed it back to Sutton, and Sutton drilled a shot just off the side bar and denied the good goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah, great goal-scoring opportunity. So the Bears really taking control right now. Early in the second half, they've had three really good opportunities, and they have the ball once again as Blazers turn it over on the far side. Now quickly up to Jordan Baker, and he gets consumed by three Blazers who then commit the foul, and so it will be another restart. Another free kick coming on the far sideline from about the 25-yard line of the football field. And so Boyle once again will line it up, try to send it into the box. He's had a couple of good chances here. That one a little bit short, goes into the middle. Blazers can't clear it, but it runs past any Bear player, and they do finally get rid of it. That's Timberline. And once again, swallowed up on the near side. Blazers will finally get a little bit of room to move, but then a heavy touch, and Bears pounce on it. But once again, the Blazers now will have it. So these two teams just kind of battling at midfield at the moment. A foul is going to be called. It will be a free kick coming for Timberline from right near the midfield stripe. 32-21 left here in the second half. Olympia with a 1-0 lead. An own goal is what we've guessed for the first goal, as we were never able to figure out who scored that. But we're pretty sure it was an own goal after discussing it with someone else. So now long ball into the box for Timberline, and not much danger there as Ole clears it. Comes to the near side, and Olympia will gather. They almost gave it away. Now Desmond up the near side, takes a little forearm shiver, gets it off, shot, just spun away, and it will be a corner kick coming. No, a goal kick going to be called, as Olympia had the last touch on that. The shot came from Chris Sutton, and I thought one of the Blazers got a piece of it, but it must not have.
Yeah, good layoff by Connor Desmond to Chris Sutton, and he wound up for a good shot there. And yeah, I could have sworn the Timberline guy got a foot to that ball after it left the Chris Sutton, and obviously not the case.
A little bit of confusion there on the back line for the Bears. Almost gives the Blazers a good run on open look, but the Bears do gather and get control, but then they commit a foul.
Yeah, the touch fouls continue here in the second half. Is again just good shoulder-to-shoulder contact, nothing malicious, nothing out of the normal gameplay of soccer, and the official not having anything to do with that here in the second half.
Let me ask you, John, Ty Johnson, head coach for Olympia.
Yes.
Does he always wear that backpack?
He always wears a backpack. I
Is it
don't know what's in it, but he always wears a backpack.
So now free kick goes right on goal to Brandon Pruitt. He gloves it. No problem. We'll send it up the near side. A lot of room to go. Sent into the middle fairly harmlessly, and Timberline will take over. And they will pass it around the midfield and then give it away. Now, Boyle gets tripped up. Very clear trip, and the foul is called on Ambergy, who picked up the yellow card earlier. He's got to be a little careful because that could have been a chance, right? That could have been one, potentially, especially how close they've been calling everything. Now quickly up. Shot by Sutton. Oh, just a little bit to the right. And that ball, nice. Another nice chance for the Bears.
Yeah, another good shot by Chris Sutton. Left foot from the near side. Goalkeeper Otero with a great dive at the ball, but just skimmed across the face of goal and harmlessly out for a goal kick. But boy, another good opportunity by the Bears, who are really asserting their will here in the second half.
29:30 left here in the second half of this 4A Narrows League game. The third place Bears versus the fourth place Blazers. 1-0. Olympia has the lead. Eddie Skill in for Timberline. And that ball cleared all the way over the fence. That is what, Pioneer Elementary over there?
Yeah, that ball, Brandon, he gone.
He gone. No. Oh, that's not us.
I couldn't resist my great Hawk Harrelson impersonation.
That's completely the wrong. I would go into an explanation and a rant on that, but we're talking about the completely wrong sport. So
this is true.
But I just no White Sox anything for me after listening to Hawk Harrelson the other day. Ugh. Well, now back underway as the original game ball sits over in the field, halfway between here and the playground. Bears commit a foul. Timberline will have a free kick, and they just give it away. It's just kind of a weird free kick that they tried to send up and don't really get anything on it. And now a foul is going to be committed by the Blazers on the far side, so Olympia will have it near the midfield stripe. And looks like we'll have another sub coming. Well, no, he's going to sit down. I thought he looked like he was excited to get in the game, but he decided to sit down on the bench instead. So the Bears will have the free kick. Everybody get in front of this ball. They've had so many good chances here in the second half, have yet to break through. This is a good ball straight into the box. It's going to be headed out by the Blazers. And one touch back up into the far corner by the Bears. Stops, gathers, takes a look around. Two Blazers come out to get him. Sent back, tries to send it in, but knocked out of there by the Blazers. And it will be a throw-in for Oli. Thrown into the box. Boyle trying to gather. Now fighting with the Blazers defender. He knocks it out of there, but it's going to roll back to the Bears right in the middle. Sent in. High ball. Shot by Wiesenberg. Deflected. Blazers headed out. Shot comes back. And, just over the crossbar. And a nice one-timer by, I'm not sure who that was for the Bears, but that ball just floated a tiny bit or else it was in. And so that shot, I think, taken by Feldman Fitzham. Yeah, yep, that's who it was. Feldman Fitzham.
Timberline substitution, number 13, Noah Zeladin, and number 6, Drew Ambergy.
So chances are Noah Zeladun into the game, senior midfielder for the Blazers. Again, the numbers. Lights have turned on, so it's a little bit easier now, and it's a little clearer, but still tough to read these numbers for Timberline. And finally back underway here. Timberline gives it up. It's going to be a throw-in near midfield on the near side for the Bears.
Yeah, and I have a question for you, Brandon. Can Olympia's bench be any closer to the field?
No, actually, it cannot physically, technically be closer to the field without them actually playing a position.
A very strange placement for the bench because I saw him move it before the game. And Boy, there isn't room for anybody to move.
Yeah, best seat in the house. If Ty Johnson turns while he's walking past as he's standing on the sideline, he's going to whack somebody with that backpack right in the head.
Yeah, that's a pretty stout backpack he's got on there too. So I don't know.
So now two teams just knocking around midfield a bit. Nobody has possession. And now Timberline will turn and knocked off of the Bears, so they will have a throw in on the far side of the field. Tipped up in the air. Tries to gather, sends the ball to the near side, but it's broken up by Wiesenberg. Now that ball runs past the Blazer defender and right to Desmond on the far side. He runs into the middle. Could get one touch there. Leaves it off. Now a shot coming. It's going to be deflected, but a foul is going to be called on Ole. It's going to be a yellow card issued to, looks like going to be issued to Ian Hess.
Yellow card issued to Olympia number 13, Ian Hess.
So as he came across, I think he took that shot and then as it was deflected, tried to run in on it and ends up committing the yellow card and the penalty. So, or the foul. And so now Ole will have, or excuse me, Timberline will have free kick. Long ball sent straight up into the middle. Timberline will gather on the near side. Pass coming up the near sideline. Timberline fighting for it. Michael Diaz comes to the near side to Skill. And now Jesus Ramos loses control of it and it goes out. And he just kind of trying to dribble it around there, just lost it. A triple substitution coming for the Blazers, and I wish John McGlamory all the luck in the world trying to figure out who these three are. I will try as well. So Ole will have a restart, and then a foul committed by Timberline. And so it will be free kick coming from about the 40-yard line for Ole. 1-0. Olympia has the lead on an own goal by Timberline. 22:48 left to play. Now Boyle sends it into the box, headed over the back line and out. It will be a goal kick for the Blazers. So 22:30 left, 1-0 Olympia. Now, and dangerous play. And that is going to be a foul called as two players came together and they are both down now. And he got kicked right in the stomach. He's down, but he pops back up now. He will walk it off. That was number 13, Noah Zeladon, who took the shot, and he actually committed the foul, got the worst of it after committing the foul, and it will be a Bears free kick. He actually had a nice little opportunity there as he flicked that ball on, but he ends up being the one that commits the foul. And so after the injury, both players will have to come off. And so yet another sub coming. And now just wholesale subs coming for Timberline. Yeah. And Glamour cannot keep up with it. I don't blame you. I don't.
Olympia substitution number 9, Ross Lung Wagner in the game for number 16, Jace Kemp.
So Ross Lung Wagner back into the game, as it was Jace Kemp who went down. Now Connor Desmond in the middle sends it to the far side. That ball is just going to run on Wiesenberg and out. So it will be Timberline throw and a good chance again for the Bears as they have had opportunity after opportunity. They've had some free runs in the middle and just haven't been able to hook up with anything yet. Still 1-0. The Bears have the lead with 20:33 left to play here at Ingersoll Stadium for a Narrows League game, the first webcast in OlySports.com history. We'll see if we do it again sometime soon and maybe make a regular thing out of it. If you'd like to sponsor it, give me a call or email me or tweet me at Oly Sports Blog. Now Oly controlling, coming back, a little touch forward as LeBrant's had it. And now they're trying to control it. Timberline trying to clear it. Wiesenberg now sends a little chip into the box. That ball is going to roll to the near side, near the end line. It's going to be gathered by the Blazers. They will send it up the near sideline. And now a little bit of room to run. Ramos goes to the far side, not strong enough as that ball just doesn't want to get up and go on this turf tonight, which you would expect it would. And now Timberline will take it back from Oly as Oly was on the attack for a moment. So LeBrant's. And now Lung Wagner will send it up the near side, but unable to gather. And it goes out. And that was Connor Desmond who ran on. So Timberline will have the throw in right at midfield. Michael Diaz goes to Nestor Perez and now onto the far side. Just a little bit of a stumble, else he would have had a nice attack. Now they are bringing it up the far side, but knocked out of there by this Bears defense, which has been very good tonight. They've swarmed just about anything, anytime it's gotten anywhere within like the 20-yard line or so. Now quickly up the far side. Bears on the attack. Stops, looks into the middle. Blazers defender deflects it back and right to the keeper, Otero. So the Blazers will have a kick high up into the air. 18-18 left, 1-0 Olympia. Probably should be a little bit more for Oly at this point. Blazers hanging in there, but they've got to get going offensively and do something. Have they had a shot on goal yet? I'm not 100% sure they've even had one yet. They didn't have one in the first half. So another sub coming for Timberline as they continue to sub in and out at a high frequency. Take advantage of the unlimited subs in high school soccer. You might as well run lines in high school soccer if you can. So now two teams just battling back and forth in the midfield. That ball is going to go out. And it will be a Bears throw in on the far side of the field. 17:22 left. Oly 1, Blazers 0. Olympia 4-2-1 in the Narrows League this season, sitting third place. Timberline 3-4-0. Now long throw into tipped forward. Keeper and the attacker. And the keeper Otero wins the foot race, slides forward and gets it right before the attacker could get there for the Bears. It's no picnic with the numbers for the Bears either on the far side, that's for sure. And so Timberline now with possession to the far side. Michael Diaz trying to gather. Now sent to the near side, and Oly is once again right there in the passing lane. Timberline will knock it back to their back line. Loses the handle, has to track back, comes and get it though. And now to the near side, a little strong on the pass, and all that Jesus Ramos could do was send it up, and it will go out for a goal kick for Brandon Pruitt and the Bears.
Previous Timberline substitution, number 13, Noah Zeladin in the game. For number 12, Henning Frieger.
So John catching up on the substitutions here at Ingersoll Stadium. Timberline in the black jerseys with very dark green numbers, a little bit of a yellow outline, so it's tough to see their numbers tonight. Ole in the white jerseys, all white with a blue sash across the front. Other than that, completely white, white shorts, white socks. And so now Timberline wins a free kick from the 50-yard line on a foul by Ole. 15-20 left. Blazers have to get going if they want to try to tie this game up. They've had some opportunities. Brandon Pruitt comes up and knocks it away. That was a dangerous ball that was sent right up into the middle on that free kick. And Pruitt lucky to get a hand on it just before the Blazers could get there. Now Ole trying to break, trying to get on the attack. Broken up by the Blazers, sent out on the near side. Throw in coming for the Bears. So now Jordan Baker has no room to move because of that bench. Oh, he has a little bit of room, I guess. Throws it in. Blazers trying to get it out of there. And we'll have to track back as Colin Tate sends it back to the back line. Now sends it into the middle, and Ole has it, although they will give it away once again. And so now Timberline coming up to the 50-yard line. Crosses, keeps the dribble alive. Michael Diaz, near side, takes a look, has some room, sends it into the box. Man there, header, and it's just a little bit right. He didn't get much on that, and it will roll out, and it actually will end up being a corner kick, as Ole must have got a little piece of it off of the head of the Blazers attacker in the middle. And that would explain why that ball kind of popped up the way it did. Well, I just didn't think the Blazers player got much on it. But little piece by the Bears, and so a corner kick coming for Timberline. Another sub coming in, as they will get a much taller player in there for this header. So Michael Diaz, or actually he was going to kick that, but he gets called out. Now Nestor Perez on the near side. Actually Colin Tate on the near side. We'll send it in the box. Header goes wide. Two Timberline Blazers had the opportunity there, but they ran into each other.
Yeah, they got in each other's way. I think the guy running around the far side had a better opportunity to get that ball.
Yeah, one was backing up. The other was coming at it. And I think the guy backing up ended up getting the head on it, and it went wide without any problem at all for Brandon Pruitt in goal. 12:44 left, 1-0 Olympia, the lead. Blazers off of the free kick, had possession, but then a foul is going to be called as Ole came over to take it away. And it looks like Jesus Ramos has the foul called him, so it will be an Ole restart. And I think somebody in the crowd was calling for a handball. They didn't realize that the foul had been called. That ball is now sent right up into the middle for Ole. That's a long kick. One bounce, but Neil Boyle not able to do anything with it. It goes to Otero. And now he will restart, comes to near side. Ole again. Swallows it up. Quickly up to Boyle. He lets it run. Now backflip back to him as he scampers up the far side. He stops, takes a look around. A lot of players on the attack for Ole, and just nothing doing. Ole, Boyle, send it into space where nobody was. The run-on just basically stopped. Now Timberline has a good chance on the far side. Little step over, dribbles into the middle. Two Blazers again get right in their way, and they lose the handle. Ole, midfield, Boyle, have his jersey tugged, and he will draw the foul. So now Neil Boyle will have the restart near midfield. 11:13 left to play, 1-0. Timberline running out of time. Now on the far side, knocked out. I'm going to go off of Ole, so it will be a Blazers goal kick. $10:50 left to play, 1-0 Olympia. Again, my name is Brandon Sparks. First ever OlySports.com webcast. Now a nice chance in the middle as that ball off the goal kick goes back and taken down by Otero. But another great chance for the Bears. And once again, the Blazers turn it over in the middle. Oly turns it over themselves. The Blazers will have a little bit of room on the far side. Sends it up. Pass gathered. Oly comes up again. Just takes it away. And then a foul is going to be called on Timberline as the Bears tried to clear it. Even 10 minutes left now. Yellow card going to be issued to one of the Blazers players who number 13, Noah Zeladun, the senior midfielder, picks up the yellow card. Checking in for the Bears, number 17, Emmett Kelly. For Duncan Padone. So now Boyle keeps his dribble live. 3 Blazers all over him. He's taken down and will draw the foul. Desmond, quick restart into the middle. Now on the attack, we'll send it to the far side, headed out by the Blazers, but then gathered again, and now quick flick on to Desmond, but the Blazers are there to take it away. Up into the middle. Oly will control. Feldman fits him, gives it away, and now a nice ball on the attack are the Blazers. Stops, gathers, gets it to Ramos. Ramos loses control, goes right back to him, stops, takes the shot, deflected off of the Bears line. Blazers will take a shot, but right at Brandon Pruitt. That was a long distance shot, had no chance of going in as Pruitt was right there to take it down. Not too much problem now. Quick counterattack by the Bears down the right side. That's Desmond, knocked out. And it will be taken. It'll be a throw-in now for the Bears as Desmond really moving quickly on the counterattack. Now on the throw-in, knocked back to the Blazers. And they're going to have to get something going here. 7:59 left, 1-0. Olympia has had almost all the chances here in the second half and really haven't allowed the Blazers much of anything. They could swallow up any attacker once they get into the past the 30-yard line for the Blazers. But nonetheless, the Bears up by just 1 in this game. And Timberline has had some chances lately, and especially at the end of the first half where they had a couple of really good chances. And so we'll see if they have a little bit left. And again, they've made so many changes, so they've got some fresh legs to close out this game. Now, Olympia on the break on the far side. A little bit of a battle. And the shot by Boyle, and he just knocks it up high and over. And that was another good opportunity for the Bears, but just can't deliver tonight.
No, I shake my head. I mean, they've had opportunity after opportunity and just unable to get anything on target tonight. Otherwise, this could be a blowout.
Yeah, this probably should be a blowout the way they have not been able to finish a couple of these good opportunities they've had. But again, just letting the Blazers hang around. It's kind of what happened in that South Kitsap game we watched a couple of weeks ago. South Kitsap had 2 shots the whole entire night, capitalized on both of them. And Oly unable to take care of, make any unable to finish any of the big chances. Now free kick, long ball, Pruitt punches it out of there, and then it rolls. Actually, another shot, a header, but it goes far to the left and out, and it will be a goal kick for the Bears. Noah Sandvig getting ready to check in for the Bears. Pruitt with the goal kick coming up. 5:56 left, 1-0. Bears have the lead. Sent straight into the middle, far side. Bears on the attack. That's Boyle on the far side, loses the handle. And then 2 Bears come over, knock down the Blazer defender, and will draw the foul. So restart for Timberline, just goes into the middle harmlessly, and the Bears are there to take it away. Connor Desmond straight up the middle, tracking over to the far side, runs into his own man and a Blazer defender, and the Blazers will have it. Turns up, looks up, comes to the near side. There's a man streaking down the sideline, a little bit of a hold by the Bears defender, and Michael Diaz not going to be able to get to it, and then a foul is going to be called on Diaz as he tried to get around the shield and try to get that ball before it ran out. But nothing doing. He draws the foul, gives the foul. So it will be a restart, and Ole taking their own sweet time getting this thing back underway. 4:45 left to play. Noah Sandvig into the game now. And Rosalind Wagner takes a seat. Now Ole on the restart. Ian Hess had a good look at it, but taken away by the Blazers defense. Again, I apologize for not having more of the names on the Blazers players, but it is impossible to see their numbers.
And if I remember right, it's the exact same situation we ran into calling Timberline football last year.
That's true, yeah.
Black
Timberline
with the green letters you could not see.
Yeah, they don't make it easy on you in any sport with their jerseys, that's for sure. So now Ole gives it up in the middle, commits the foul, so the Blazers will have a restart on the near side from the 50-yard line. Matt Grosser, the defender for Timberline, will send it. It's a deep, long kick into the box. Man comes over to try to head it. It falls down, and the Blazers will gather in the near corner, throws it into the box, and cleared by the Bears. Now Ole will come up with it, and Desmond will just send it down the field. The keeper, Otero, will come all the way out and hand it off to his defenseman. Now Ambergy tries to get rid of it, and it's taken away, but a foul's going to be called on Ole as he tried to deliver that pass. So now Grosser, another long ball down the far side, and it's just going to be out of the reach. And it will be a Bears throw-in, 2:51 left to play. Again, clock will stop at 2 minutes. They will keep the time on the field. 1-0, Ole with the lead. Coming into the game for the Bears, number 20, Jonathan Brown. So Ian Hess will take a seat. So now on the throw-in, Ole will end up taking possession, but they clear it out of bounds. And then, a foul is going to be called on the Blazers as he came over a little bit strong and knocked down the Bears defender out there. That's a mistake because he was just going to clear it out of bounds, and that's all he could do with it.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes remaining in the game. Time will be kept on the field by the officials.
So now time being kept on the field. 2 minutes left. Ball sent down the far side by the Bears. They will control. Stops. Tries to pin it against the sideline for a moment. And it's going to go out off of the Blazers. And it will be an Ole throw-in. They lead 1-0 on what we are calling an own goal by the Blazers midway through the first half. And a throw-in goes all the way over the end line. It will be a goal kick for the Blazers. They will try to start this thing quickly. It's everybody forward. Long kick coming. Headed out of there by Ole, but the Blazers will get possession near midfield. Comes to the near side. Nestor Perez loses the handle, but it will be kicked out by the Bears, and it will be a Blazers throw-in. And we'll gamesmanship by Connor Desmond as he went over to get the ball, but then just decided to put it against the stadium. Make a Blazer come up and get it. Now throw in. Amberge sends it right into the middle and cleared out of there by the Blazers. Now Brown up the far side. Blazers step in, take it, and knocked out by the Bears. It will be a throw in on, nope, excuse me. It's going to be a throw in by the Bears, for the Bears, at about the 50-yard line on the far side. Throw in comes. Blazers headed out, and now they will, oh, they had it for a second there, but then gave away possession. Now Grosser tries to get it into the middle, but behind his attacker, and it's taken away. Now Colin LeBrance with it into the middle. Now far side on the attack. Takes the shot. It comes harmlessly across the front of the goal mouth and goes all the way out. And so it will be a goal kick coming down as we wind down this game. It's got to be near the time at this point. Free kick, goal kick comes, and Oli trying to clear it back. Timberline will take it down on the back line. Almost loses possession, but comes up and has it. And Amberge gets hammered. Well, I know Amberge commits the foul as he slid underneath the Oly Bears player. 3 subs coming on now. Again, another line change for the Blazers.
I'm not even going to try.
No, don't worry about it. And so quick line change for Timberline. It'll be a Bears free kick at about the 50-yard line, near sideline. Boyle just sends it deep. Oh, I sent it for, that's a smart play right there. He sent it for a throw-in. Basically placed it perfectly to get the throw-in as opposed to the goal kick. That's kind of like a punt in football right there. Pinning him deep. And that is the game. So there you go. Olympia knocks off Timberline 1-0 here in a 4A Narrows League clash at Ingersoll Stadium. The only goal scored in the game is what we think was an own goal by Timberline midway through the first half. Olympia moves to 5-2-1 in the 4A Narrows League, while Timberline drops to 3-5. Olympia in third place. Next home game coming up on Saturday night against Clover Park. It's going to be a non-league game at 7:15 here at Ingersoll Stadium for the Bears. And so, again, 1-0. Olympia takes the win. And, John, a good game. And, well, again, Olympia, I would almost say they dominated that game, but they only won 1-0. They just could not put home a couple of great chances that they had.
And that's kind of the cornerstone of this season for Olympia is very, very strong midfield play. Not a lot of finishing, good defense. Another clean sheet by the Oly Bears varsity team. But, yeah, domination, complete domination in the midfield today by the Olympia Bears. Boyle, Desmond, Lung Wagner, just really dominated. Chris Sutton on the ball a lot, too. Just dominated the Blazers tonight. And, yeah, good all-around game by the Blazers.
Yep, so again, Olympia 1, Timberline nothing. Own goal, we think, scored by Timberline midway through the first half. Also, should say we hope that both Matt Lamfers and Matt Linhart, the two players who went head-to-head in the first half and both lost the battle on that one. Yeah. They both walked off. They went home with their parents right away, and
I hope they went home.
Well, yeah, maybe to the hospital, and we'll see. They both seem to be okay, though, and hopefully they will be fine. And
violent collision.
Yeah, definitely a violent collision. Hopefully they will be back on the field fairly soon for both of them. So again, final score: Olympia 1, Timberline 0. This was the very first webcast for OlySports.com. Hope to do it again sometime soon. So again, thanks, John, for having me up here tonight.
Yeah, good to be a part of it. Thanks a lot for having me, Brandon.
And we will be signing off and see you next time.